Now, what do we do when we've got a resource group and we're starting to get more and more items into there and it's starting to get hard to manage? Maybe it's confusing. Somebody's accidentally stopping your virtual machine when they chose your virtual machine instead of theirs by mistake, or you're having trouble allocating the cost properly. It gets a bit confusing. Tagging isn't a solution for you. How can you basically take the situation and clean it up? Well, one thing you can do is you can move resources. When you select the move menu item inside the resource group, you have the choice of moving to another resource group or moving resources to another subscription. So if you say move to another resource group, this new screen opens up, selects all resources by default, but you may only want a specific virtual machine. Let's say my AZ101 virtual machine. And so I just go down here and I select the AZ101 VM, the extensions. I want the network interface card, the public IP address, network security group. Okay, so, and this managed disk. Now, I could create a brand new group. I just so happen to have already created a group for it, but you can basically create a new group. Click this and then say OK. Now, if I do this, I'm going to get an error message because the ability to move managed disks is something that needs to be registered. Remember, some of these functions that we're doing, you have to register this as a provider. So I'm going to go into the Cloud Shell. So I'm going to go open this up a little bit. And it's opening it up in a bash command, which is okay. I'm going to use the Azure CLI for this. There is an equivalent PowerShell command. So I'm going to basically say I want to register the feature of moving a managed resource to my subscription. Now, basically, it's now basically in a state of registering. So it's going to take, hopefully only a few seconds for this registration to complete. So I can check the status of it by saying AZ feature show, and it will tell me what's the status of it. It's still registering. So it's going to take several minutes for this to become registered. So why don't I pause the video and we'll come back when this is ready to go. All right, so the ability to move managed resources has been enabled on my account. Now, the next thing I need to do is re-register the compute service. Microsoft recommends this because now that we've touched the managed resource namespace, we're going to register this again. And now that we have the ability to move compute resources and managed resources, we should be able to close this, go into the resource group, go into the move option, and be able to select any of these like managed disks and even the compute resources. Okay. And like I said, you can do it in the portal, you can do it in PowerShell or CLI. Moving resources is many different ways to do that.